Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello and welcome to my Phase 2 breakdown of the Manchester Major. Now, if you watch my first video on this, you will know that we've been through Phase 1 already, and if you haven't watched my breakdown of Stage 1 of EU, go and watch that right now, as I will be doing a breakdown for Stage 2 after. Now, I can't remember if I just said Stage 2 twice, but if I did, I meant to say Stage 1. Now, anyway, going into Phase 2 of the Manchester Major, let's see what the results are saying. So, this is currently on the 24th of May, as we can see in the bottom right hand of your screen, which means the quarterfinals are currently being played. I have not looked at what's happened because I will be making a video about that and probably uploading it tomorrow, so keep tuned for that. But let's have a little look. So Team Xccept coming in first place with a 3-0 finish, finishing top of the phase. Now, if we look over to the EUL, we can see that they did finish third, and I feel like they had kind of a mix-matchy performance, to be honest, in the league, but they've really turned that round and beating FaZe Clan, the semi-finalists of 2024 SI. They then beat Dark Zero, who are a very well-respected team. They've been around since basically the dawn of CG Sports, and Team Bliss, although they are new, they are still a pretty good team, considering I think they also made SI as well, which means they are currently doing very well in the scene, and Team Xccept beat them 2-0. So I think these guys have a very good chance of making it through. Now, this could come to bite me in the bum because I will be doing a Phase 3 breakdown tomorrow, or like a day 1 of Phase 3 breakdown, because it's the quarterfinals today, which I've not looked at because I'm making this video, and then I will watch all those, and then I will make another video. So this could come to bite me in the bum, but hey ho. So then we have Furia, which, if you do not know, this is the W7M roster that won SI. They are now under Team Furia, probably because of the good old Ching. So they beat Team BDS, the best team, if we look over here, in the EUL, which they actually did very, very well. They dominated. They had a bit of a stint in the middle, but they dominated the EU scene, which is quite mad, considering then they lost to a Brazilian team. Now, even though they are just a Brazilian team, Brazil are kind of on top at the moment, I won't lie. Just like I said, SI was a full Brazilian finals, which, you know, unfortunate. But anyway, looking at this, they beat Team BDS, they beat Team Scars, and they beat Team Bleed. Now, the only hard game that they really had was Team BDS, as a lot of people thought that, first off, how dominant BDS were, that they would beat BDS, and also just the fact that Scars are quite bad, and so are Team Bleed. Yes, okay, they compete internationally, but they are not the best internationally. So that's all we've really got to say for Furia. I do think that they will make it far, probably to the grand finals again, as they're looking very dominant. They're kind of looking how G2 used to look, but we will see if that pans out, and we will see if we have an even more dominant team, and this could be the new era, because G2 definitely are not currently in their same era, as they are not even here. As we can see, if we scroll up, they lost, and then they lost again to FearX, which is remarkably bad for G2. But we are not talking about them, so they can get out. See, in our minds, get them out of here, as we are now talking about FaZe Clan. So as we just saw before with Team Xccept, that they beat FaZe Clan, unfortunately FaZe Clan lost to Team Xccept. But they then beat a rival in Team Liquid, as they are both Brazilian teams, so they play against each other quite a bit. And I feel like FaZe Clan normally get the better, but Team Liquid are still a very good team. Then we have Team Beast Coast, who again are a very good team in North America. I believe they actually did extremely well in the league, but unfortunately for them, they kind of lost to FaZe Clan. But as we can see here, they have made it through, so we'll see how they do. And then quite an easy 2-0 victory against PSG Talon. Now, although I say quite easy, PSG Talon did put up a fight, and I can't wait to see how they will do. As we can see, they are down there in 11th, but they are a force to be reckoned with, as they have not had Fabian and Penguin for long, but they are already looking very, very good. And we will talk about them in a bit, because if you look at BDS's record, BDS may have lost to them, but we will get onto that in a minute. So that's FaZe Clan. They are through 3-1. Kind of what expected of them, to be honest, apart from this little dip from Team Xccept, but Team Xccept have been looking unbelievable, so you can't really pin that on FaZe Clan. So Dark Zero Esports, we did speak about them again against Team Secret. Team Secret seem to have played a game against everybody, but as we can see, they beat Beast Coast, which I believe they did do in the North American League as well, as obviously they are both NA teams and they play against each other quite a bit. Team Secret, obviously EU on top, baby. Woo! Then we have Team Scars and Team Bliss, which, as we spoke about them before with Furia, or with Secret and Furia respectively, that is kind of expected of them, as they do compete internationally but are not the best when it comes to it. Then we have M80, a fellow North American team. Quite a lot of North American. We have 3 North Americans and 3 Brazilian teams, and then we do have 2 EUL teams, but that does not matter because we do not have the majority. Anyways, who was I talking about? M80. So they beat Team Liquid, which is very good, as I would say arguably Team Liquid are a better team than M80. Just from what they've done this season, I don't feel like that was expected of them, but they've rose above and they have defeated the odds, unlike their next matchup, which then they lost to Team Bliss. They then 7-0'd into the Breach, and they won 2 maps to 0 against Team Bleed. Now, Into the Breach were looking very, very well, very good, I should say. As we can see, they came 2nd place in EUL, but unfortunately on their home ground soil they just could not perform, which I'm a bit upset about, to be honest, because I did kind of predict that they would make it quite far in the Manchester Major, but just ignore that, you know, ignore my prediction. And instead of thinking about my prediction and how awfully it went, as they are in 13th, let's talk about Beast Coast. Beast Coast, apart from these 2 and Into the Breach again, I feel like the APAC teams of Cyclops and PSG Talon were no task for them, as PSG Talon hadn't really found their stride when they fought Beast Coast. I was about to say, when they came up against Beast Coast. Dark Zero and FaZe Clan, very tough matchups, but as we can see against FaZe Clan, it did go down to the wire, but unfortunately they did lose. And Into the Breach, I feel like that should have been not as much of a one-sided affair as we saw, but with that being said, it was, because they kind of flopped on their home soil. But Beast Coast rose above and beat them. That's all I've got to say. It was a big flop from Into the Breach. I can't believe that. Team Liquid, though, let's see. They did not have a very good start. They lost 2 games, but then they bounced back with 3 wins in a row, and these were best of 2s, as we can see, 2-0, 2-0, and 2-1. So SSG is a very good team. Has not made it through the 8, as you can see. They did not even win a game, but they are normally a very good team with Canadian on the roster as well. It normally looks very good for them, but unfortunately that was not enough to get them past the line. Now Team Bleed and Team Scars we have spoken about already. They are very good respectively, but internationally they just haven't really seen much success yet. And then FaZe Clan and M80, we did just speak about them, as they are good teams. FaZe Clan especially, obviously making it to the finals of SI. M80 haven't done anything really internationally, and they are kind of just like a mid-team. So in all fairness, that probably could have gone a lot better for them, but it didn't, and that's perfectly okay. Then we have Team BDS, lost to Furia, which is fine, considering I'm pretty sure Furia knocked them out in SI as well. So that was kind of the right way to go if you were to bet on this match. Then we've got SSG. That's quite a even matchup, as we could see. It wasn't just a clean sweep, it was a 7-5, which is perfectly normal, to be fair. I feel like you could have said it was 7-5 either way going into it, but as we can see, as we can see that BDS just came out on top in that best of 1. The reason why I said PSG is because BDS had a very big flop, and PSG, I couldn't remember what they were called then, even though it's on the screen twice, Jack, you muppet. Anyways, they have really impressed there. I'm kind of lost for words just trying to speak about this game, because an 8-6 performance for PSG Talent is unreal for them. And to be honest, like I've said before, I can't wait to see what's in store with them, as they also did put a good matchup against FaZe, and they're looking very promising with Fabian and Pengu on their side, and I can't wait to see what's about to happen, because if you didn't know, Fabian and Pengu were part and kind of front runners of the G2 dominance that we had seen up until about 2019, and we could be seeing that now with PSG Talent. They could completely do a 360, and these two amazing players in Fabian and Pengu could be at the top of the esports scene again, but instead of playing, of coaching this time. Coaching these players to a massive victory, considering there is also a big language barrier between the two. They have come up leaps and bounds, which is quite mad. But that will be the only team that we are talking about outside of the top 8, as we then have Cyclops and Bliss and BDS absolutely dominated these games. Okay, they had a little bit of a slip up against Cyclops, but for the most part they did as expected. Now, what do I think is going to happen? So I think that Team BDS will get to the semi-finals. I think Team Secret will go out in the first round. I think Furia will be in the grand finals. I think FaZe Clan will make it to the semi-finals. What does that leave us with? I think, you know what? I think we are going to have a Dark Zero versus Team Furia finish. That's what I think our grand finals will be. I honestly think that NA might just win something for once. Now, I know I'm a Europe guy, I am a Brit, and I probably should be saying Team Secret or Team BDS, but from what I've heard, I think with the whole Swiss thing and how the teams have done, I think we'll be getting a EU versus EU matchup, and I do think BDS will get through, but I don't think they'll make it past the quarterfinals, or the semi-finals even, or whichever one it is. Anyway, I think that Dark Zero versus Furia will be our grand finals, and I think that Dark Zero will come out on top and win. Now, I can't remember if Bolo's playing for them, but I reckon he's going to win something again. You know what, let's have a look, shall we? Who is on the current roster? Yes, Bolo is on there. I knew he was. See, look at that, smart. I think this roster will win the Manchester Major, and also there is a Brit on there, so technically I'm not going against the Brits. Okay, well, that's all from me, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. And for Rainbow Six Siege content, now I have gone more towards the esports side, just because I really do enjoy it. I like watching it. It's very fun breaking down the games. If you would like me to, I can record myself breaking down a game and kind of going through what the kind of strategies are in the games and all that shiznaz. But yeah, I've been Xccept. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the Phase 3 breakdown. Goodbye, everybody. Peace out.